Hello and welcome to the Radiantly Feminine podcast. Today's episode, we are going to be talking about my 5 a.m. morning routine and how I romanticize my life before the world even wakes up. So I'm super excited to film this episode. Actually, I recorded this episode 3 times now. And my camera, it keeps cutting off and not saving the video. I don't know what it is. And I was like, I'm getting annoyed. So anyways, I hope this suffices because it is being recorded on my phone. Now I know the audio is good, but I'm just worried about the video. So last episode was about romanticizing your nighttime routine and creating a routine that prepares you for the next day. So I thought it would be a very good episode to talk about that very next day after you romanticize your nighttime routine. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the episode. Now, slow mornings are ideal. Whether you're waking up at 5 or 10, 8, 7, I don't care what time you wake up. What matters is that you are waking up with enough time to pour into yourself, to connect with yourself. So having those slow mornings they're going to help you transform yourself. And this is when you connect with yourself, you're able to build trust with yourself. You're able to build self-trust. Even if you do have self-trust, it's going to help you build a deeper level of self-trust with yourself. You are also going to become more disciplined when you take the time out of each and every day to have a slow morning. No matter what time you wake up, you are going to build discipline within yourself. And this will also help you regulate your emotions. Now, we regulate our emotions. Our brain and our nervous system regulate our emotions when we are sleeping. So getting enough sleep is crucial. But when you take the time to create a slow morning for yourself, you are going to help your nervous system regulate your emotions on a deeper level, and it is going to become more automatic. So you will be able to move through life more calmly, and you will stop letting your emotions run the show. You will have better control of your emotions. And last but not least, you will have a healthy relationship, a more peaceful relationship, a more peaceful connection, I should say, with time. You're not going to feel rushed, and that's a huge part of stepping into your feminine energy, is not feeling like you don't have enough time, rushing through life, not being present. So having a slow morning, again, no matter what time you wake up, having a slow morning is going to push you into your feminine energy if you are having a hard time embracing it. I like to start my mornings off slow because there's such a beauty in waking up before the noise begins, before the sun comes up, before anything. And I feel so productive when I am up before the sun. I'm like, I'm the baddie. No, let me stop. But I don't know. I find so much joy in waking up before the sun is up because I just feel like that girl. I feel like I'm untouchable. I can do anything. If I wake up this early, if I'm up before the sun even got up, and it's morning time, I'm that girl. But again, this is not about making you wake up at an early time. This is about creating a schedule in a morning that works for you. Creating a slow morning is not about perfection. It's not about being that girl per se, but what you do is going to make you feel like that girl. So it's not about being perfect or anything like that. It's about being present with yourself. So that way, if anything is coming up, you can check in with yourself and you just feel more connected. You feel like you have that mind-body connection. You feel more present. So in my last episode, if you haven't listened or watched that, please do, because I share the things that I like to do in order to prepare me for my early mornings and my slow mornings. So the first thing that you want to do is focus on what you're doing at night, because the way you go to sleep is the way you're going to wake up. If you feel rested and peaceful and at ease when you go to sleep, and I know feeling rested and going to sleep is kind of redundant, but like you're going to feel at ease and relaxed when it's time for bed. So if you go to sleep that way, you will wake up that way. Sorry, it's thunderstorming. If you can hear that, you will wake up feeling ready to conquer the day if you prepare for that at night. This is going to involve you picking your clothes out at night, and I shared this app with you guys last week, but the app is called Alta, Alta. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I use that to pick out my clothes literally a month in advance. And if you watched Clueless, and she had the app on her closet where she was able to pick out what she wanted digitally and then her closet would bring it to her, that's literally what I have on my phone. So I suggest you download that app. You're going to have to upload all of your items, and each time you buy new items, it's going to have to be uploaded as well. But I think it's such a great way for staying prepared. I think it's perfect. I absolutely love the app. Like I said, I will pick out my gym clothes and I will pick out my day clothes at night. I actually do want to get a valet hook, I think it's what it's called, where you just pull it down and you hang your clothes up there. I think that's more romantic. But I just pick everything up so it's ready for me when I do take my shower, or after I wash my face and everything for the gym. Everything is just laid out and ready for me, and I don't have to spend that time in the morning getting ready, because I do have to wake up super early. I actually set my alarm for 4:20 a.m. Well, my first alarm is for 4 a.m. and my second alarm is 4:20 a.m. just so I can get ready and not feel rushed. I don't want to rush to my morning classes, because the earliest class that I go to is at 6 a.m. and I love doing bar workouts. When I first started doing those workouts, they killed me. I was experiencing muscle failure within the first 15 minutes. My quads were on fire. But I absolutely love those classes. I go to them whenever they have them at my gym, and they have them 3 days a week. Thank God. So I sign up for each and every one of them, and I am at them bright and early before they start at 6 o'clock in the morning. Needless to say, I set my alarm for 4 a.m. and 4:20 a.m. and that way I just know how much time it takes for me to get ready. So I set it that early so I have time to get ready in a slow manner. I don't have to rush through anything, and I allow myself enough time to get to the gym, because it's less than 10 minutes away from where I live. When I get up that early, I don't have to rush. But if I wake up late, I don't stress it. I lay back in bed and I set another alarm for me to wake up and get ready for work, because there's no way I'm going to rush my morning, because if I start my day off that way, that's how it's going to be. I'm setting the tone for the rest of the day. So if I wake up late, that's just going to have to be my rest day. I don't have to do these things, but it is nice to have the structure, and it does, like I said, allow me to feel more productive. I notice a huge difference when I work out, but I don't have to work out every day of the week. So if I wake up late, I'm not stressing it. I'm very selective with my stress, and stressing about waking up late and not being able to go to the gym is not one of the things I will ever stress about. I will just choose another day to go. Now, there is a huge difference between waking up early to do more and waking up early to have more time to yourself or just connect with yourself. When I say I feel productive, I just mean I have more time in my day. I don't necessarily mean that I'm getting more things done. Sometimes I will wake up early and it was my rest day, and I will sit there and I will lay in bed. A lot of the times I will meditate, and for me, when I go to bed, I prepare everything at night. So I put my phone across the room so I don't feel the need to be on my phone at night before bed, and I don't feel the need to be on my phone in the morning when I wake up, because like I said, how I go to bed is how I wake up. So if I wake up with my phone next to me, it's going to be in my hand when I wake up. So that's a habit that I had to cut out, because being on my phone was very unproductive and it took a lot of time out of my day, and I am somebody who loves to doom scroll if I can. So I have to do things in order to mitigate how much time I spend on my phone, because I can spend hours upon hours on my phone just looking at it. And if you really do the math, if I took time to do the math, I'm pretty sure it would take a couple of years away from me, just with me being on my phone as constantly as I was. So I do small things to set myself up for success, to set myself up to be my higher self. And my higher self is not spending all day on her phone. I don't know about you guys, but that's not me. When I imagine myself in the future, that's not a part of my future at all. If I wake up early and it's a rest day, I will meditate. If I know that it's not a rest day beforehand, I will meditate at night. And then after I finish meditating, I will just set my intention for the day, and I will get out of bed slowly. I will go into the bathroom slowly, wash my face, take a shower, and just prepare for the day in a very slow manner. And I do also like to have something warm on my stomach before I start eating. So I will either boil water and put lime juice or lemon juice in it. I will make tea, especially if I'm in my luteal phase and my menstrual cycle is coming up. I will drink raspberry tea because it's good for your uterus, and that just helps me prepare for the next cycle. These things make me feel like I am cared for. I feel like I actually care for myself on a deeper level when I do things like this. And then I also started drinking matcha again, but I realized that moringa is very, very good for you. I realized this a few years back, but I am not somebody who can get down with that. I cannot drink moringa, but I was like, what if I put it in matcha? Because matcha kind of tastes like moringa, but moringa is a little bit more trifling. But let me just try it. But before I went and bought, okay, so I thought I had a bag in the kitchen, and so I was like, I'm gonna just try it, see how it goes. I apparently threw it away or something, and I'm not surprised by that at all, because I hated the taste of it. And so I looked it up on TikTok, and everybody's like, they replace theirs with matcha, or they would mix it in with their matcha. I thought, okay, perfect. So I went to the store after I went to the gym and bought a bag of moringa. I already had matcha, so what I did was mix equal parts matcha with equal parts moringa. And I put almond milk, because I don't drink any other milk. I put almond milk in it. And then I don't like to add sugar in anything, so I don't have sugar in the house. So I put just a little squirt of stevia sweetener in it, and it actually tastes good. Now, moringa has a lot of benefits, so I recommend looking up those benefits, but it's high in minerals and antioxidants and all that other stuff. So if you are somebody that likes matcha, try putting moringa in it. It tastes like matcha. I was so surprised that I couldn't taste the moringa, and I was like, okay, perfect, of my matcha moringa mix. So again, if you're somebody that likes to drink matcha, I recommend drinking your matcha with moringa because it has so much more benefits. And speaking of benefits, I make sure I stay hydrated throughout the day. I will make sure that I drink water for working out, and I like to put Himalayan salt in my water just to add electrolytes and minerals in my water, so that way my cells are more likely to absorb it. If I have the time, now remember I said I don't like to rush, so if I'm running late, or if I'm not running early, I should say, I do not do this, but I like to stretch or do Chinese lymphatic exercises, so that way I can just add something extra into my day to give myself some gentle movements while also helping my lymphatic system drain properly. So I like to do all of this before my actual workout begins. But again, I only do this when I'm running early. I don't want to rush, and I do tend to stick to a strict schedule. But let's say I wake up a little bit early and I'm done getting ready a little early, I will do this whether it's at the gym or not, because I do have access to it via YouTube. So when I do get home, I do take my shower, and I will do my skincare and hair care, and then just get ready in a slow manner. Again, nothing is rushed, and I wake up with enough time to get all of this done and get my son ready in the morning. So it is important that I wake up at an early hour just to get all of these things done without having to rush through anything. So for skincare, I use ChatGPT to determine how I should be layering my skincare and what I should actually be using. I put a picture in on Chat, and I said, I want to start look maxing. What can I do? So it was barefaced and natural lighting, and she basically recommended the skincare products that I currently use. So I was like, okay, perfect. What order should I be using these in? Because sometimes I'll use the things that are meant for nighttime in the morning, and sometimes I will use the things that are meant for morning in the nighttime. So it was just mixing a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I had all of the ingredients, I just didn't know when and how to apply them. So Chat helped me with that. So I have a set routine that I do in the morning and a set routine I do at night. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see it. But I will use niacinamide in the morning, vitamin C in the morning, and there's this other product that helps with dark spots that I can't remember the name of. But I will use all of those things to basically help with brightness and evening my skin tone and exfoliating as well. So I'll use glycolic acid as well. I use hyaluronic acid in the morning and at night just to lock in that moisture and add hydration to my face as well. And then in the morning, after I do all of this, and I will make sure I do my skincare so that way I can put on makeup. Now, I have an everyday morning routine when it comes to makeup. I do not go heavy. I do not wear foundation. I will use a tinted sunscreen or tinted moisturizer, and then I will put on concealer under my eyes, a very tiny amount, and I will smooth that in with my fingers so that way I think the natural heat of my finger helps the concealer blend better. And I've tried this with powder puffs and beauty blenders, but it just wasn't giving that blend that I see with my fingertips. And for me, when I wear concealer without foundation, it feels like it sticks out even more. So even when it's like natural to my skin, it just feels like it sticks out because it's so thick. So when I use my finger to blend it in, it makes it look way more natural. And then in this case, less is definitely more because this is just my everyday skin routine or makeup routine. And after that, I will take a few minutes to either listen to Dr. Joe Dispenza talk about rewiring your mind or something like that on YouTube, or I will take a few minutes to just name things that I am grateful for, because I do like to start things off on a positive note, especially my work day. I like to start things off on a positive note. And when I'm on my way to work, I also listen to a podcast or a nice playlist, depending on my mood. But I typically like to listen to a podcast because that's the main time I will spend listening to a podcast. I don't usually do it in my free time when I'm cleaning or anything like that. So I do like to turn on a podcast when I'm going to work. Creating a slow morning is all about romanticizing the small moments. So drinking your coffee or your matcha from your favorite cup, watching the sunrise, playing nice, gentle music while you're getting ready, wearing things that make you feel confident and feel glamorous and luxurious, and just creating a life you don't constantly need to escape from. I think that social media allows us to escape from our own lives so easily because we're so tuned into other people's lives. We're so tuned into what's going on outside of us that we forget to pay attention and be present in our own lives. So I think that just creating these romantic small moments with ourselves brings us back to reality. It brings us back to being present, and it stops us from dissociating through social media. So I do want to thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode today. This episode is near and dear to my heart because this is how I stepped into my feminine energy. Now, it did take a lot. I did go through a whole bunch of steps, but I think that when I started curating slow mornings is when I started to see real difference. And I think everything that I did to step into my feminine energy played a huge part, but this played a huge pivotal part as well. So I do want to leave you guys with this before I end the episode. The woman that you want to become is built in the quiet moments nobody gets to see. Hopefully you start curating slow mornings for yourself. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. And until next time, bye.